Hello, Steve White, Steve Arts 89. Well, I am still doing my Stephen King marathon, and this one is another, I guess I'll say, underappreciated Stephen King film, which it didn't get a lot of attention. It didn't do very well. It made, I think, 200 and something, like thousand, 200,000, not million, thousand. In the cinema. It was released October 2004 and really disappeared pretty quick. The film stars Barbara Hershey and some guy I've never seen before called Jonathan Jackson and David Arquette. Now, the story is of a art student who is morbid. He's obsessed with death. He considers killing himself when his girlfriend looks like she's going to leave him. And then he accidentally cuts his wrist a little bit when he gets surprised by people in the bathtub because it's his birthday, October 30th is his birthday. The next day, he wakes up in the hospital. His girlfriend tells him that she loves him, but he still is sure she's going to leave him. And then he gets a phone call that his mother's had a stroke. So he has to hitchhike to the hospital basically to see her. So it starts off with him hitching a ride with a deserter. This is set in 1969. He was supposed to go to a John Lennon concert with his friends. He gave them the tickets instead, and he went to do this on his own. After this, he does seem to be hallucinating, and he has encounters with a lot of strange people picking him up. Eventually, he ends up with David Arquette, who is Peter Straub, who died 2 years ago in a car accident, and basically he says to him, "I'm going to hell, I guess, and I have to take someone with me. It's either you or your mother, you have to pick." So he actually decides his mother. He actually picks his mother. And then he has to get away from this guy and try and get back to the hospital. He does get there, and he's surprised his mother is still alive. And she lives for another decade or so, because he's in his 40s when she does die. I guess he was about 17 or 18 then. So they have many years together, getting along well and fine, and then she passes naturally. And I don't know, he seems to just he seemed to have learned to appreciate his mother. He spent more time with her. And there's this whole, the name Riding the Bullet comes from a roller coaster he was afraid to ride when he was a kid. And his mother got upset for him because they waited in line, they went up the top, and then he chickened out and left. She remembered that as well, and she apologised for swatting him and getting frustrated with him. And eventually he does end up riding the bullet at the end of the film, but he also rides it literally at the very end of the film after she's passed. And he does die, and it's an analogy for, passing, that we all die. And he does eventually die, and he's walking the road alone, and David Arquette pulls up he's basically driving Christine, and asks to give him a lift, and he says no, he'd rather walk. So David drives off and disappears, and he just keeps walking. I know the bulk of the film is him hitchhiking and having strange experiences with these people who pick him up, including a man who appears to be dying. Some hicks try and run him over and swear at him. And then he swears back at them, and then they chase him into the woods, and he ends up having to hide in a junkyard. He ends up in a graveyard. He has all these hallucinations. He's constantly being shocked out of some distraction by a car speeding past him and honking. There's a mystery about his father who he doesn't know what happened to him. He's sort of hearing different versions of what happened to his father. He remembers his funeral, but he doesn't know if he killed himself or died in a car accident. He's not sure if his mum's being honest with him. Barbara Hershey is great in the film. She actually doesn't appear in the Wikipedia when they have the cast. They initially, like the first three, it's just the other actors and not her. I'm like, what? This one was also done by Mick Garris, who he also did Quicksilver Highway. Was it Mick Garris? Yeah, Mick Garris. He produced and he did direct the other film. But he does seem to have gotten some Stephen King stuff happening in the early noughties. This is 2004. This was released October 2004. which is around the birthday of the character. I think it was released on his birthday, but it was supposed to be released earlier in the month. No, the first was supposed to be released. It was released 2 weeks late. But yeah, it was only in the cinema a short time, but it didn't even make $250,000. How much did it make? I read this a moment ago. 264. So it did make more than $250,000. But yeah, it really didn't do well. They probably should have just released it on DVD. Well, I don't see the point of releasing a film in a cinema and not giving it a proper release. I mean, what is the point? But I liked it. Barbara Hershey was great. It was dark. It did seem to pound on the same sort of ideas again and again and again. But I don't know. I think the actors saved it. I liked it. I'm done. I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Thanks.